Imagine if you could feel more confident speaking if you just had a drink, but it made you a jerk and no one wanted to be around you. Today I'm covering the Big Bang Theory's Raj and his difficulty with selective mutism. Now, selective mutism is related to social anxiety. It's when you feel a strong sense of dread or doom if you were to try to talk to people who weren't your safe people that you felt okay talking to, often family members, maybe very close friends, or people you've been around a lot since childhood. Now, it's quite a rare condition, but that probably makes it more interesting to pop up on the Big Bang Theory. So let's get into some clips.
So, you guys work with Leonard and Sheldon at the university? I'm sorry, do you speak English?
Oh, he speaks English, he just can't speak to women.
Really? Why?
He's kind of a nerd. Juice box?
So there we see that Raj in particular struggles to speak to women. They're the people who he gets that sense of doom or dread about talking to. And this gets made fun of by his friends a little bit.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Yo, Raj, talk to me. Sorry, just screwing with ya.
Yeah, so there's Penny having a bit of fun, and now let's see about his other friends.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, Alex, what's the topic of your dissertation?
I'm looking for Trojan asteroids at Earth's L5 Lagrange point.
Oh, that happens to be Dr. Koothrappali's field of expertise. You two have a lot to talk about.
Is that true?
Leonard, you big meanie.
Is he all right?
No. But compared to your boss, he's the poster boy for sanity.
And so there's Leonard having some fun. Yes, so sometimes people can be not so nice around things that we really have difficulty with, when what you want to do if you're going to rib friends, you want to do it over something that they're actually confident in, not something that is a deep-seated difficulty for them. That's just mean, and then not going to enjoy being around you, and it's not fun. Well, it's not meant to be fun for anyone really, if you empathize with them as well.
Okay, so let me see if I got this. Leonard, Howard, and I'm sorry, what was your name again?
And what Raj is picking up there is a poster for a drug trial to help with social anxiety. So we'll see how that works out.
Hey, guess what? I've been accepted as a test subject for a new miracle drug to overcome pathological shyness.
Oh, good for you, Raj.
Yes, I'm very hopeful. Hello, Missy. They mentioned there may be side effects.
Oh dear. Yes, well, I mean, all drugs come with side effects. It just depends what they are. That one looks like it might not be so helpful for the social anxiety.
Missy!
Thank you. I appreciate. Uh-oh.
Oh, honey, is your medication wearing off?
Well, hi, cutie pie. I was hoping you'd show up. A dog who made a noise like that. Had to put him down.
Oh dear, well that's not normally how it would work. When you have a drug wear off, maybe it works kind of like a benzodiazepine, so like it dampens the central nervous system activity, you feel less anxious, but then it can kind of wear off. Maybe something like that, but it wouldn't usually be so sudden, and he'd probably be completely silent rather than making that that kind of wailing noise there. Well, let's see what else happens with that.
You know, Penny, we'd love to help you, but Raj is going through some stuff right now, and besides, he doesn't drink, so... Really? Raj is going through some stuff right now, and he'd like to take up drinking.
Okay, Raj, what'll it be?
Whatever you recommend.
How about a grasshopper? I make a mean grasshopper. Okay, good. Coming up. Anybody need a refill?
Where did my life go, Penny? One day I'm a carefree bachelor, and the next I'm married and driving a minivan to Pee Wee cricket matches in suburban New Delhi.
So here he's trying an actual benzodiazepine, alcohol, but he's just taken a sip, right? There's no way that it could have gone through his digestive tract and then gotten into his bloodstream, right? That would take approximately 20 minutes, right? Especially since it's not fizzy alcohol. And this can actually happen. There's some cool research where they took a placebo that tasted like alcohol, right? And they gave it to people after asking them about what they thought the effects would be, what side effects they tended to have from drinking alcohol. And whether that was losing their memory of the events or blacking out, dancing on the table, throwing up, whatever, they all ended up experiencing those side effects from the placebo alcohol. So expectation sets what happens when we drink, and possibly that's happening to Raj. And they do have that come up in another episode where Raj drinks what is actually non-alcoholic beverage, and he still has these effects until it's pointed out.
New Delhi.
Are you talking to me?
Is there another Penny here? I had such plans. I had dreams. I was going to be the Indira Gandhi of particle astrophysics. But with a penis, of course.
It's amazing.
Ever since I was a little boy, my father wanted me to be a gynecologist like him. How can I be a gynecologist? I can barely look a woman in the eye. You know what? I'm not going to let my parents control my future any longer. It's time for a showdown. Somebody give me a computer with a webcam.
Okay. Sweetie, I think that's the grasshopper talking.
And it's about to tell my parents that I'm not riding an elephant down the aisle with Lalita Gupta.
Okay, calm down. No one can make you get married. Why don't you just meet this girl and see what happens?
Haven't you been listening to me? I cannot talk to women.
Raj...
No, let's see how long it takes him.
Raj, Penny, you say you can't talk to women, but you've been talking to me.
And now we'll never know.
You're right. I am talking to you. Hello, Penny, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, now I just need to make sure I have a Lalita before I meet the grasshopper. It's a sweet green miracle.
Okay, if you're gonna drink on this date, just promise me you won't overdo it.
Overdo what? Happiness? Freedom? This warm glow inside of me that promises everything's going to be all hunky-dunky?
Yeah, that. Why don't you bring her to my restaurant while I'm tending the bar so I can keep an eye on you?
Okay.
Wait a minute, what's the plan here? Let's say he meets her, he likes her, they get married. What's he gonna do, stay drunk for the rest of his life?
Work for my parents.
Yeah, it's an excellent point, Leonard. Is that going to be his coping mechanism from now, just drinking to cure the selective mutism? It doesn't seem viable. And there's another problem that we'll see now.
I'm sorry, am I late?
No, right on time. Dr. Kutrapali, may I present Dr. Millstone from MIT. She'll be heading up our data analysis team.
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Kutrapali. I read your paper on Kuiper belt object size distribution. I really enjoyed it. correct for the selection bias?
Well, I ran a simulation, allowed me to correct for the observational efficiency.
That's just fascinating.
Thank you. Would you like to hear more about it in my hot tub? So when do I start?
So the downside of the drinking is that Raj very quickly becomes not enjoyable to be around, and so then he's got this big downside of the drinking, and it doesn't really work for him as a cure. I mean, realistically, it was never going to anyway. Lots of people do use alcohol for social anxiety, but it does have its downsides, right? There's cost, there's the effect on your health, and we do build up a tolerance as well. And using something external to ourselves, we're never going to build up that confidence within ourselves. We're always going to be dependent on that. But as we'll see, Raj finds another way through.
What is wrong with me? Why can't I ever have love?
You will.
No, I am unlovable.
That's just the booze talking.
No, it's not. I haven't had a drink since last night.
You're talking to me.
I am. And I'm crying for a whole different reason.
So there, that's a scene after he loses this love, and apparently the trauma of that means that he can then talk to women without alcohol now, which doesn't seem very likely. Usually trauma has more negative effects when it's viewed as traumatic, right? Objectively traumatic things can have what's called a post-traumatic growth effect for some people, where it can improve their lives. They appreciate things more, they connect into their community or friends or other people, and their life gets demonstrably better. So you don't have to have post-traumatic stress following something that is objectively traumatic, but if the person themselves finds it traumatic, then usually that has more negative effects. But here we've got this interesting effect where that now means that he can talk to women, but we might find that it's a little too much, probably for humor's sake.
So I guess what I'm saying is I get where Lucy's coming from.
That's great. Do you want some wine?
No, water's fine. Anyhow, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I totally see why Lucy did what she did. I pushed too hard, but you know what? If I back off, maybe give her enough space, maybe there's still a future for us. Yeah, the funny thing about life is that, you know, sometimes something you think is going to be good turns out
shut up.
then it turns good again, and that means it's better than if it had never been bad for a while. And now, now things aren't good. They are, in fact,
So there we find that the scriptwriters have got Raj talking far too much now that he's figured out that he can talk in front of women, and they're all getting sick of it, and they're now drawn to alcohol to try and drown that out or feel better about him talking and talking and talking. That's quite unlikely, but interestingly, it's a regular fear that I encounter for people with shyness, social anxiety, is that they will, if they cure the anxiety or it gets better, that they will end up becoming annoying to the people around them. They'll get too confident, and then they won't have any friends because of that, which is, I've never seen happen. that's not how it works. You don't just like swing the other way, right? You gain confidence, things get better, you're able to talk to a normal degree and join in and have fun, and everyone's glad that they get more of you. That's really how it works, but for humor's sake here, both with the alcohol and without the alcohol, they've got Raj getting a bit obnoxious and then people finding that annoying. But don't worry about that for your own shyness. If you have any, go ahead and build up that confidence, because it will only mean that people get to enjoy more of you, which is awesome. All right, so that's it for the Big Bang Theory's Raj Koothrappali today. And subscribe, like if you enjoyed it. It will help it get out to more people so that we can divest awesome anxiety information. All right, see you in the next one.
Anybody need a refill?
Where did my life go, Penny? One day I'm a carefree bachelor, and the next I'm married and driving a minivan to Pee Wee cricket matches in suburban New Delhi.